Good morning, everyone. I'm Aisha, and I'd like to think of myself as a truly international student. I am originally from Palestine, have an American citizenship, live in the UAE, and have friends from over 7 different countries. Today, I'll guide you through the IB Diploma program at Bateen Secondary School, my school. I'd like to start by sharing with you why I'm choosing to study the IB Diploma program. The IB Diploma is academically challenging, but at the same time, helps students develop their entire personality by equipping them with skills that are essential when competing for a place at an outstanding university or for jobs in a globalized market. The most important skills I look forward to developing through the IB are time management, the ability to connect with other cultures, and critical thinking. The whole IB Diploma program is designed to enhance these skills. For example, by studying 6 subjects, writing an extended essay, and engaging in creativity action service, I will improve my ability to work well under pressure, and studying theory of knowledge will allow me to widen my intellectual horizons. Bateen has around 50 different nationalities. Coming to school and talking to my friends is like traveling to and learning about a different country every day. I will be studying both chemistry and biology in my IB Diploma, which gives me the option of becoming a medical doctor when I grow up. Thanks to our state-of-the-art labs, we are able to conduct experiments and make discoveries just like real scientists do. And for those who are keen on sports, Bateen is one of the first schools in the UAE to offer sports, health, and exercise science at IB Diploma level, as well as PE at GCSE level. In addition, it provides students with the opportunity to join a team. And if, like me, you are bilingual, here you can explore the culture, literature, and language of your own country, and of the UAE and the entire Arab world. Both linguistic and digital competencies are key in the globalized world of the 21st century. And these are just some of the skills that students develop through the IB Diploma program. To understand more about the program, a group of Bateen students went to Dubai to interview Dina Khalaf, consultant for the IB Organization for Europe, Africa, and the Middle East.
Hi, my name is Aisha.
Hello, my name is Zamin.
My name is Hamid.
My name is Alia.
I'm Saif.
And I'm Rita.
Well, I'm Dina, and I'm very pleased to be here with you all today.
So, can you please tell us your role about being Regional Development Consultant of IB in the Middle East?
Hello, my name is Dina Khalaf, and I'm the IB Regional Development Consultant here in the UAE. My job is working with the development team in The Hague to try to get more schools here in the UAE on board to adopt at least one of the IB programs. So my work also entails working with the different government entities to facilitate this process for the IB, or for the different schools to adopt the IB program. So I work with universities, government entities, and IB schools.
Okay, so we know that the IB develops many qualities in students and teachers, but which ones do you feel are developed most throughout the IB for students and teachers?
Well, for students at the end of the 2 years become more independent, more outgoing. They have very good research and writing skills because of the exposure to the different aspects of the IB. They're more likely to get involved in outside extracurricular activities. They are very used to heavy workloads, functioning on very little sleep, being able to juggle more than one deadline. So those are some of the very important skills that students learn that translate well into university life. For teachers, is understanding their students, knowing what level they're at. So there'll be different students will be at different levels in the same classroom, and trying to meet the needs of the different students to be successful in the IB.
What contribution do you think the IB can make to the UAE, and what do you think it has already done?
Well, the UAE is really focusing on reform in the education. I mean, there was a very important retreat in January and the two top topics that were discussed were health and education. And there is this initiative that education is first, and that they want to make a lot of changes within the UAE, the national curriculum. And so they are looking at the different emirates, and the federal government is looking at ways to improve their own education systems. And one of the education systems that's being looked at is the IB, because of the different skills that it provides, but also because IB, especially at the PYP and MYP level, can also accommodate the important aspects that are important to the UAE, and that is learning Arabic, learning Islamic education, and focusing on the national UAE culture. So those are aspects that can be integrated into the IB programs easily. The IB is one of the very few education programs that can accommodate those needs that the UAE is looking at. So, I mean, there are, I think, almost 35 schools that offer at least one of the IB programs in the UAE, and that's a huge growth compared to maybe 20 years ago. There were one or two schools that only offered that, and so it is seen here in the UAE as a very good option for the huge expat families that live in the UAE, because it is a program that families are very familiar with, and if they move, it's easy for them to find an IB program school where they move to.
How do you think the IB can change the education around the world?
Well, it's already making huge progress, because there are lots of IB schools all around the world. One of the biggest regions that offers the IB is North America. There are a lot of schools, and that's bringing a lot of aspects, the teaching and learning aspects, regardless of the IB program. The teaching and learning is that there's an approach to teaching and learning in the IB. Also the focus on international mindedness, and the focus on the learner profile, which helps the students acquire those skills and attributes we talked about.
So what are the benefits of taking IB compared to taking other qualifications?
The IB, one of the benefits is that the breadth and the depth that is offered. So you really, really understand 3 subjects at higher level. You really go into deeply understand studying those 3 subjects, but you're also required to take 6 subjects, so that offers you the breadth. You are being exposed to the 6 different groups. In addition, you're exposed to the core, where you have to engage in the core in the diploma program, which is the extended essay, the theory of knowledge course, and the CAS. So the breadth and the depth of it are unique to the IB, whereas other programs may only require 2 or 3 at an advanced level for you to complete in the last year or 2 of your high school.
In your opinion, what do you think are the main differences in taking the IB in the UAE or taking it abroad?
Well, every school, not just in the UAE or in abroad, but every school is unique. They offer the program in a unique way, and that's the beauty of the IB. They don't come and prescribe how you are to offer it. They allow you to choose from a number of subjects, and they also don't mandate how it is exactly taught. But I think the fact that students like yourselves, who are very international, come together in the UAE, that's something unique to the UAE, and you don't find that in many IB schools abroad. This bringing together a lot of international students with different backgrounds, different experiences, and have them come together to study the diploma program might be one of the unique things of studying it here in the UAE.
At Bateen, we're always encouraged to do these things related to IB. So, for example, starting from year 7, we all are required to attend at least 1 CAS activity per week, and we have multiple leadership opportunities, such as student council, anti-bullying committee, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
We're also always constantly encouraged to reflect on the IB learner profile.
Mm-hmm.
So in what to what extent do you think that this ethos of the IB could help us to become even better students when we actually take the IB course?
I think that puts you, that school's doing the right thing, is preparing you for the diploma program before you actually enter the diploma program, because that's very important. So you already are learning a lot of the skills that are required in the diploma program, getting involved outside of the classroom. That's an important aspect of the diploma program, not only learning inside the classroom, but acquiring learning outside of the classroom. Getting involved in areas that you're interested in, whether it's leadership or sports or different areas that you might be interested in. The CAS is an important way to get involved to force you to get involved outside of the classroom, whether you're doing something creative or you're doing action or you're doing a service, giving back to your community. Those are areas that you're already ready for that in the diploma program. So I think the school is doing a good job in preparing you if those are things that you're required to do prior to the IB, starting the IB.
So how do you think students should prepare themselves for the IB diploma program? Do you have any specific advice?
Well, first thing is choosing the subjects correctly. It's very important. Most students can be successful at the IB. I really, really believe that, and I've saw evidence of that over the years. But don't choose the subjects without really, really reflecting on your abilities. You have to really know yourself, know where your strengths are. Those are the areas you want to choose as your higher level. And then look at areas that maybe you're not so strong in, but you need to take for university, or you're interested in exploring, or you like, but not at the level that should be at higher level. Those would be your standard level. If you choose your subjects correctly, the chances are you will be successful at the IB program. And then you start right from the beginning. It's a 2-year program, and that might give you a false sense of security that you don't have to start from day one. But you will immediately find that you are behind if you don't start applying yourself from day one. It's too late a month or 2 or 6 months into the program to start applying yourself. You really need to apply yourself from the start.
Universities everywhere seem to really like the IB diploma program. Why is this, and what do you think they like best about the program?
Well, they like the attributes that we talked about. You will find that universities are going to come and seek you out because you're diploma students. You're going through those, you're learning these skills. They know the IB program very well. They know how hard it is, how rigorous it is, how tough it is, and they know what kind of student comes out at the end of the 2 years. There's a lot of research, and you can find this on the IB website. There's a lot of research that has been done, especially in the UK and in the US, looking at how IB students, diploma students, are performing compared to students coming from different curriculums into the, whether it's higher education in the UK or higher education in the US. And the findings are consistent across the board, regardless of which program students are coming from. IB students are performing better. They're going into harder programs. They're more likely to go into the higher programs like medicine or dentistry. They are more likely to stay in university rather than drop out after a few years. They're more likely to achieve high honors at university level. They're more likely to go into further education after their first degree, and they're more likely to be paid more once they go into the workforce. So there's evidence, there's concrete data that supports the IB diploma program being the best out there.
Right, so there's a thought going around, like when everyone talks about the IB, that you lose your social life. So what do you have to say about that statement that everyone's like passing around?
I'd say that's a myth. I've been around teenagers for a very, very long time, and I've yet to see teenagers lose their social life for anything, and especially not the diploma program. If you start from the beginning and you apply yourself and you learn how to manage your work, and that doesn't come easily. Some people are very good at creating charts and lists and know how to stick to it, but others will need the support of school or parents. But once you make sure that you're on top of things, your social life will not be impacted. there will be times that you have to make a choice. Are you going to do well on an exam, or are you going to go out to that party? But for the most part, you can have it all if you apply yourself from the beginning and don't let yourself fall behind. And the best students I have had over the years, the students who score the 40 and the 42s and the 45s that are accepted to the Yale and the Harvard and the Oxford, are the students who are presidents of the student council. They are the ones that are taking the initiative to start drives, whether there's a flood in Pakistan or there is an earthquake in Japan. They are the ones that are behind the drives to raise funds for that. They're the captains of the sports teams, whether it's basketball or volleyball, or sometimes all of it. All seasons they're involved in. Those are the students who also do very well. So saying that it's a myth, that you will lose your social life and you can say goodbye to having fun for 2 years is a myth. And it wouldn't be natural to ask a teenager, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, to give up their social life, because that's an important part of students' growth.
So, do you think that the IB diploma program truly prepares students for life in a global competitive society? And if yes, how so?
I think it is. It's in the mission statement of the IB. If you read the mission statement and unpack it, you will see that that is the mission of the IB. So when they developed all 4 programs, that was the mission behind it, is to develop students who are competitive, who are ready for the outside world, whether it's university or life after university. And one important aspect of the mission of the IB is to help these students, these IB students, make the world a better place for everybody. So that's the mission that's on that's the burden on your shoulders, is to go out and make the world better for everyone else once you graduate.
Do you have any advice for students that are thinking of taking IB on how they can do well, how to do well?
Well, again, choose your subjects right. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you before you start, is to you know yourself, your teachers know you very well. Listen to the advice your teachers are giving you. If they say math higher level is not what you really should be aiming for, listen to that and really look at yourself, reflect on yourself. It's better to take a lower subject, to mix up your subjects, and it's really important that you focus, especially the higher levels, on your areas of strength. You know yourself, and your teachers should know you very well to give you good advice. And listen to that. And listen to that nagging feeling inside when it's telling you probably shouldn't have physics and math higher level at the same time, because that's going to be a lot. It's important that you do choose your subjects correctly. And don't go into it if you're not willing to dedicate 2 years to it, because it's important.
Thank you very much.
You are most welcome.
Thank you for watching. We can't wait to start the IB Diploma program at Bateen this September.